today we are on day 12. We have made it completely through our second volume at this point. And this one.
This is the last.
This is the last one.
Last of the second.
Yeah, last of the second one is from New Zealand. And see, we have this cute tiny little bottle right here.
Just this little one.
But wait, there's more.
Oh no. We've already tried this one.
We actually own this one. We bought it a couple months ago because it was brand new in the market where we were, and I had to try it because I was so curious about it. The bottle looks almost identical to the small one.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a pretty...
It's not the same shape.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of figuring out how to reduce that label. So this is the single malt, and it's a bourbon cask fill. Do you want to open that one, or do you want to do this one?
That is a good question. That's already open. But yet again, this is just going to be opened.
So this is from, I believe, the southern island of New Zealand.
If there was one to mess up on the recording, it probably would be this one.
Yeah, I guess, but let's not hope for that. So this place is like brand new. It basically like came onto the scene a couple years ago. It is the only distillery in New Zealand that has its own cooperage. So they get all of the stuff and then they remake their own barrels. So we've had this one before, but we'll still go through the paces about what it's going to smell like, taste like.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, God, it just smells so good. It smells so good. It smells like bright fruit. I like the way this smells.
I think it smells like honey. It's pretty soft and delicate. It's got some like sweeter notes to it. You can definitely get the ex-bourbon cask influence off of this one. Oh, there's a cat hair floating around.
It's probably because they're in the boxing ring back there, which is the cat wheel laying down, fighting.
Yeah. So all of the malt that goes into this is all grown in New Zealand. It says it's from the 3 family-owned farms. I'm sure there are more than 3 family-owned farms in New Zealand, but maybe it's the 3 that own the distillery. The other thing is that they use New Zealand wine casks for some of the flavoring, which makes sense. I mean, if you have a winery literally down the road from you, why wouldn't you use their barrels?
Yeah.
So.
They're used barrels.
Yeah, they're used ones.
Okay. You trying it?
Mm-hmm. The description also says that they have such a high fluctuation of the evaporation, like the hot and cold in their area.
Oh, climate, the temperature change.
Yeah, they have such a swing that they lose 9% of their liquid, which is way more than most distilleries. I mean, Kentucky, I think at best loses like 5% of its liquid in barrels. They call that the angel share.
Yep.
So 9% is really high, but it does make for a way more concentrated flavor. Like this tastes a lot sweeter. It definitely has like that caramel and that butterscotch flavor that you would think. Garf has a lot of opinions about this one.
Yeah. He thinks it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had a little bit more.
Oh, don't worry. I can help.
Okay. Ooh.
What else about this one? It says that it's double distilled in copper pots. So that's another thing. It's not a continuous still. So double distilling is more of like a Scotch thing. So that makes for a cleaner, smoother flavor.
It's not just faster?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Every time you distill, it's got to raise to a certain temperature, and then that runoff has to come off the still. And so that amount that runs off moves into the next still. And they said in here that their stills run only 3 liters per minute, which coming off the still pushes the ABV above 75%, which is really, really high for barreling. And they said that they only do a small hearts run, which is 20% of the total liquid. So of the liquid, of the 3 liters that comes off every minute, they only take 20% of it after the second distillation.
And then the rest goes to hand sanitizer that smells amazing.
Probably. Or you can toss it back in
Back set?
your second still.
No, you wouldn't.
You can toss it back in your second still to help with like the continued distillation to get a continuation of flavor.
Okay. This is the rocket science that I don't understand.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sorry.
I'm not a master distiller in any way, shape, or form, but I would think that you wouldn't want to put the stuff in that you don't want back in.
So the stuff that they don't use as hearts still has value because it has flavor profile and weight. Like that heavy oiliness. Like you can put that into, you don't want it in your first still because that's where you're making your first batch of spirits. The second one where you're doing all of your major refining is where you want that additional potential for flavor and like the heads and the tails so that you get all of that flavor profile. It creates a consistency across all of your distillation. I know, sorry.
I don't want to
This
go
one's
blind.
a little nerdy. But yeah, so I mean, I like it. Obviously, we like it. It's like that far gone. I think it's unique. I think it's interesting. This particular company, Pokino, they have 2 other expressions. We can get 2 of the 3 in Minnesota. One of them is only sold through their distillery. But
Would you buy this again?
yeah, I think I would try the other one. I mean, we know what this one tastes like. I would buy from this brand again for sure.
Okay.
I would probably try the other expression.
I mean, we've only got this, what?
We got it this summer.
Yeah, and it's mostly gone.
Yeah, I mean, we did have people help us with it.
Sorry. It's halfway full.
Yeah. Because it was so interesting and so different from what we've normally seen, we did have people over to help us to like give them an opportunity to try it. Because, you know, I like to share in the fun.
We just tried a bunch of different whiskeys as a neighborhood or whatever you want to say, friend. And some people brought over different things, and we got to try a bunch of stuff, so it's fun.
Okay, so do we want to hear what this says about? Okay. So the nose is supposed to be smooth, fruity, and sweet. I feel like that delivers. The palate, citrus notes shine through creamy vanilla and honey. I feel like I can taste that. You can taste that, right?
Yep.
Yep. The finish has citrus continues with rich butterscotch, vanilla, and notes of milk chocolate. Now, I get the butterscotch and the vanilla, but I don't get the milk chocolate. Maybe that's because I don't eat milk chocolate.
We don't like milk chocolate very much. I like dark chocolate.
Yeah, but that's not what this says.
Okay.
So, overall, I like it. I'm glad that we ended on this one for the volume because I was a little worried. The past couple we hadn't really enjoyed. So, this was a good way to end. Yeah, so now we've done 12. We're moving on to the next volume in the next video. So, until then.
Bye, Green Book.
Welcome back, friends.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Gail. You know, I had this whole thought that I was gonna like do some kind of weird old English like greeting. Like,
Yeah.
Harken back, fine good townsman, or some crazy thing like that. I almost swore. All right, so that is the reason why I probably shouldn't do that. So